Hi, and welcome to the Stouting Off podcast, where we spout off commentary on the everyday. Hello, and welcome again to the Stouting Off podcast. I am your host, Drew Stoutenberg, and I am joined live in studio by my producer, Jordan. Jordan, how are you, man?
Doing great, thank you.
Awesome. Good to hear. How's the week been?
It's been great.
Holiday weekend,
It's coming up.
It is coming up.
Yeah.
There is nothing like that feeling of, normally when the Sunday blues start to set in, which I am a continual victim of the Sunday blues. When the Sunday blues start to set in and you're on a holiday weekend where you have Monday off and that revelation comes to you, the freedom that I experience and the elation that I experience in that moment is unlike anything else in life. I almost equate that with the same like joy that I used to experience as a kid when I found out in the morning that we had a snow day.
Sure. That's a great feeling.
Ah, it's a wonderful feeling. I almost just wanted to just sit back and rest in that feeling for a moment, but we've got a show to do. We've got some stuff to talk about. And I've got my little agenda right here, and I've got some fire topics for you guys. Speaking of snow days, I was thinking about this recently. I've been thinking about high school. I found in my storage, when I was going through to get some stuff out, I found my yearbooks from high school and just reminiscing on high school times and how awesome it was. And actually, I don't know if you knew this, Jordan, my senior year at Churchill High School, I was voted class clown.
Really?
It's on my resume, actually. No, it's not. Could you imagine? Accomplishments. This. Class clown, Churchill High School, 2006. But truly, I wanted best hair that year. And my hair, you remember. But
sure.
Back then, my hair wasn't like this. It was like a globe of like sweet curly hair.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty sweet. But I really was gunning for that. Steve Merlot got it. And I love Steve. Still to this day, I really like Steve. But he just had long, straight hair. I'm like, how? That's boring.
Oh, yeah.
I had
red, too.
Yeah, I was
think.
red. Yeah. I was up here, dude. In all that, it was like zany and cool. And
So wait, you got best hair or you didn't?
no, I was gunning for it, but I got class clown instead.
I see.
Which I'll still take. I mean, at least people thought of me, which feels really nice. That graduating class, I think, was like 500 or 600 kids. So still, that felt nice. I just liked high school in general. I was in marching band on the drum line. Whenever I tell somebody I was in marching band, by the way, I always have to like make a distinction. I was on drum line, like the cool part of marching band. Well, when you think of marching band, if someone was to put a gun to your head and say, okay, what's the coolest part of marching band? You'd be like drumline.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that. That's my little caveat, little asterisk there. I was in marching band, and then I continue on. Well, drumline. I took shop class 4 times, so half my high school career was shop class, advanced woods. And I just loved it. I loved it, advanced woods too, because I, believe it or not, I enjoy working with my paws. I like putting my hands on stuff and doing work, and occasionally getting a blister here or there. I enjoy it. And I remember this distinctly. The third and fourth times that I took shop class, when our teacher was like handing out the syllabus to everyone, the syllabi, I guess, plural. I would just be like, just slide it back to him like, it's not, like, I don't need to get this signed by my parents, right? Like, I can just give this. He's like, yeah, all right. They've already signed off on it twice. They know you can poke your eye out if you don't wear your safety glasses, and they know you can lose a finger and, whatever else. That always surprises me, though. Do they still offer stuff like that in high schools now?
Gotta imagine they do.
I
I'm
hope
not sure.
so. That was cool to be around like heavy machinery,
Yeah.
I really
saws.
Band saws, disc sander, planer, joiner. Like, you can see I've still got it. I still got the knowledge.
It took 4 years of it.
It took 4 years of it. Goes without saying. got some college credit for it, but no, I didn't. But yeah, I took band class as well. I took band 8 semesters, and that was fun as well. Because in band class, the music teacher generally like picks pieces of music to do that are usually more geared toward the rest of the class other than percussion. They're usually not like fun like xylophone or marimba or drum pieces, which is what we were doing in the percussion section. It's usually geared toward the trumpets and the flutes and the vast majority. So we would just like fool around and like hang out and laugh and just do stupid stuff all day. Well, I should say all hour during band class every day. It was really fun. And then, of course, like I said, marching band was so fun. That's actually where I met your brother.
Yeah.
He was like, when I was a freshman, he was like this cool hot guy senior. Like if it was a movie, he would have been like the star guy, like the star quarterback, but marching band version.
I just remember his biceps, dude.
I quiver when I think of his biceps. Like he would wear these cut off shirts, and again, he's 18 at the time, and I'm probably 14 or 15. And it's funny, although that's only a 3 to 4 year difference, a 3 or 4 year difference at that time of life is so vast because those are the puberty years.
Yeah.
Those are, the adolescent years. And so Adam's got like deltoids and like biceps and like shoulders and stuff.
Yeah.
He looked like a man. And I was just this little 5'3", whatever.
Do you think 18-year-olds now look different than 18-year-olds?
Yes.
Then,
yeah, I truly do. Male and female. The girls are growing up too quick now.
Yeah.
My gosh. And that's all I'm going to say on that topic. So, I liked high school. It was fun. The only thing I didn't like about high school was having to wake up extremely early. When I think like of high school, we started at like 7:30 in the morning. To me, that's egregious. It's still to this day. If my boss was like, we're going to start working at 7:30 now, like you have to be dialed in by 7:30 and be physically here by 7:30. I'd be like, huh? No, that's too early. And so in high school, I remember still struggling with that, even back then. And yeah, like I said, I still struggle with that to this day. I'm not a morning person. And so I actually wanted to share this. I read a research project that was this group of researchers took 2 groups of people. One group of people identified as morning people, and the other group of people identified as people who don't like waking up early in the morning. In other words, me. But I wasn't in the research project. So they found through this study, and I don't know who performed the study. I think it was a university. The people who identified as morning people, generally, compared to the other group, generally these people, when they woke up at early in the morning, their body temperature was higher. So let me backtrack a bit, okay? Through the night, your normal homeostatic 97 to 98 degrees Fahrenheit is your body operating temperature. At night, that body operating temperature takes a dip, okay, for digestion and other like critical functions that the body needs to do. And so they found that these morning people, they were more, their body temperature was higher by the time they woke up. In other words, they were more ready to like operate their day. Think about it. If you wake up cold, you don't want to pop out of bed and like take a shower and like get started with your day.
You want to get warm.
If you wake up cold, you want to just go back to sleep. You want to curl up in the blanket and just don't bother me. I'm freezing and I'm not comfortable and whatever. Compared to if you woke up and you're just like, I feel normal right now.
Sure.
Yeah. I feel like my normal 97 to 98 degrees right now.
Yeah.
Let's rip. Let's go about our day and let's achieve some things. I'm in that other category when 7 o'clock, when that alarm goes off, I'm just like, what's the point of all this? What's the point of this? What's the point of work? What's the point of life? No, not exactly. But truly, it's tough for me to wake up. Are you a morning person?
I can be, yeah. With kids, it helps.
Oh, true.
There's no,
Yeah, with kids, the alarm is it's built in.
Yeah.
And it's at latest 6 a.m., I have to imagine.
Yeah, I mean, no, sometimes 7. But
Okay,
like,
7.
yeah, I mean, Monica has it far worse than I do. If the baby cries, she like wakes up.
Does that happen at nighttime?
Couple times through the night. Like
nightly?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Shoot.
Like if she goes to bed at 9, she could probably be up at 12 midnight and 3 in the morning.
Oh, good grief. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Just for the next year or so.
Fair.
Yeah.
Trust me, Monica, you'll get a solid night's sleep in August of 2021.
22 months.
22.
Just give it 22 months. You'll be okay.
22 months.
I couldn't imagine. I die when I sleep. I black out until the next morning.
Oh, dude. And that is a gift that I envy. I don't envy a lot of people about a lot of things, but I do actually envy my friends who can just be like, I'm just going to close my eyes and then, before I know it, it's tomorrow at 6 a.m. and I'm ready,
Yeah.
I had a friend, well, I still do have a friend, but he Joel Nagel is his name. And Joel Nagel was at my house one time when we were probably 20. He's 3 years older than me, so probably 20 and 23. And I remember he fell asleep like off the side of the couch with his legs dangling off the side of the couch. And he was just like on the couch. There was no pillow or anything, but he was like sitting there and you could tell he just like fell back because he was getting relaxed. And he slept the entire night like that. I remember at like 1 a.m. going to him I was about to be like, hey, Joel, do you want to go home or anything? And I didn't do that. And then I still woke up at my normal, 8 o'clock in the morning. He was still sleeping like that. I'm like, how do people do this?
I don't know, man.
I swear it's genetic in that family too.
Really?
Like in the Nagel family. Yeah, like their dad will be like, you could rob me, you could steal everything from my house and kidnap me, and I wouldn't notice if I'm sleeping, Me, meanwhile, I said in episode 1, I think, if my cell phone lights up with no sound at night, I'm like, something's up.
Dude, one time I had like a half day of work, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a nap. I never take naps.
Around like 12 or 1
p.m.
p.m.
It was like 1:30, I think. I woke up the next morning.
Dude.
And I was like, I was robbed of my like half day.
Yes.
Like I just missed out on so many things.
I see, that doesn't even surprise me to hear because I know that you're just like, you're sleep guy. Big sleep guy. And I envy you. There you go. You win.
Sleep guy.
You're a big sleep guy. Melatonin is a naturally occurring neurotransmitter in your brain at high volumes.
Do you take it?
Oh, I take it. I take 20 milligrams a night.
Really? A night?
It gets me to sleep until about 3 in the morning, and then I wake up when my cortisol levels start elevating. So cortisol, we talked about this, I think, in one of the podcasts. Cortisol is this naturally occurring, I think it's a hormone, but it's basically, it helps promote alertness, and it's basically, I think it's synthesized in your brain in times of stress.
Yeah, like high blood pressure and things.
So around 3 a.m., I start getting stressed, probably subconsciously thinking about working the next morning.
Or the cold brew that you're about to wake up to.
Or the cold brew. It's probably anticipation more than stress. You're right. You're right. And it's a privilege to have a job. I love my job. Had a wonderful lunch today. It was an Asian flank steak sandwich from the local deli here.
No kidding.
Mitchell Deli.
It's good.
It was so good, but I couldn't finish it. I threw away part of it. It's pretty carby anyway, and it's pretty like cheesy, and there's some other stuff on there that's not exactly healthy. So sometimes I'll do this before I'm ready to be done eating something that's not healthy. Out of guilt, I'll throw it away. But sometimes I'll throw it away in the packaging. So if I need to, if I'm desperate, I can go back in there. I've done this before. Please don't judge me. I have some friends who do judge me. I've thrown a pack of Oreos in the trash before. Sealed, though, still, If I get desperate, reach back in there. No, they didn't get any trash on them. Like, there's no whatever. So I can pull the cookies out of the trash and eat them. And I don't share that with many people, but I'm sharing that with Stouting
Many
Off
people.
listeners. But I'm sharing that with many people, actually. That's what we're about here. We're about
good.
transparency. We're about, we're about all the fine details, you know?
I've never done that.
That's because it's a serial killer move to do. Like, it's a crazy person thing to do that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I have food guilt. I need to get over that. I should see a food psychologist or something. Do you think those exist?
Yeah. I think that would just be like a nutritionist, probably, right?
No, a nutritionist tells you, what are your goals? You want to lose weight? Here's what you do. Here's your diet breakdown. I'll tell you what to do. That's a nutritionist or a dietitian, I think. Wow. Now I'm probably going to get myself in hot water with dietitians and nutritionists. I'm talking food psychologist. I need to change my relationship with food. Type that in, food psychologist.
Yeah. Understanding eating behavior and habits.
Wow.
There's some stuff out there. You can get help.
Thank you. All right, good to know. Flash the hotlines little number on the screen here. Do you ever have dread before you're about to do something that at one point you really wanted to do? Or before you're going to meet with somebody that prior you really wanted to meet with?
Yeah.
I get that so much, and it doesn't make any sense to me because I love new experiences. I love meeting new people. But there's always a part of me that right before I'm supposed to leave the house to go meet with this person, even if it's just like, whatever, coffee with a friend who I don't really, say it's coffee with a friend who I don't really hang out with that much, or somebody I'm just getting to know, maybe from church or from work or whatever, I get dread before I leave the house. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Or, if it's a date, especially, I'm like thinking in the back of my mind, should I just cancel? No, it's not the right thing to do. You got to go. Just buck up, little camper. Or, if it's just a new experience in general, I have this dread for no reason, and I don't know how to explain it.
But
do you know what I'm saying?
Thing. Oh, absolutely. I had it today, man.
Coming here to the studio?
No.
Oh.
I met with a client today.
Oh, okay.
This afternoon, and I've been excited about this meeting all week.
And then the time comes.
And I wake up this morning and I'm like, the fact that I have to be somewhere at 12 o'clock.
Maybe that's it. When someone has expectations for you, even if it's on your own volition, even if you committed to those, expectations.
But then afterwards, it's fine.
You're
right?
happy you went.
Yeah. You stay longer than you expected to stay. All this stuff. You're like, you're coming back saying like, that was a great meeting. That was fun.
Did you hear the Whiskey Stones just now?
I did, yeah.
My friend Savannah got these for me. Thank you, Savannah. Appreciate you. Frequent listener to the Stouting Off podcast. I just get that dread, though. And that's it. I just wanted to know if you could relate.
100%.
Kind of on that same topic, I talked about meeting somebody new. You ever meet somebody and while you're talking with them, you get a name exchange in, you shake hands, and it's all good. You're in the back of your mind, you're like, no awkward moments in this exchange at all. Great first meeting. You walk away and you're like, I don't even know what that person's name was.
For sure.
I do that.
Oh, yeah.
I do that more often than not. Honestly, when I meet a new person, my mind is just so focused on making the introduction not awkward or uncomfortable at all. I want it to be all smiles, and I want it to be happy, and I want you to like me. So I'm putting on my best. I'm putting my best foot forward, and I'm putting on the Ritz for you socially, from a social aspect. But the problem is, by the time we stop talking, I don't remember anything that was said. Don't remember what you do for a living. Don't remember what your name was. Don't remember what your wife's name was. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need to be more like focused and diligent on that.
I usually catch the surrounding facts, like what they do, stuff like that. Dude, I black out when I meet somebody.
I do too, because
I think about what I look like.
And what you sound like, and what you're, if there are any awkward pauses or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or if the handshake is anything other than just a normal handshake.
Right.
Because this is a problem that I think guys more struggle with this than women for the most part. But sometimes guys do they'll dap you up.
Yeah.
instead of a handshake, or you just never know. So if that dynamic is added in, could you imagine if my voice kept going higher just now? If that dynamic is added in, then even more. No, then even more like stress and mental strain I'm putting on myself. Just don't be awkward. Don't be awkward.
Yeah.
Make it feel natural.
Think of the next topic.
You know what my boss told me? I love my boss, by the way. He changed my life. He's just a fantastic mentor. He said, if either there's a dead spot in conversation, or, if someone asks you a question that you don't know how to answer, that kind of more pertains to sales or whatever. But basically, the bottom line is whoever's asking questions in the conversation is the one that's in control of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And for example, I'm just spitballing here, but say I meet somebody. I say, hey, I'm Drew. Nice to meet you. And he says, hey, my name is, and I don't actually hear it because I'm zoned off in another world. And, oh, nice to meet you. Oh, you know this guy too. Okay, cool. And then there's a lull. There's our first lull. In my mind, it feels like 5 seconds, but really it's probably a quarter of a second. Instantly, I'm thinking, okay, what's my first question I can ask? So, how long have you known? There you go. How long have you known so-and-so? And then they're talking about what I want them to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That also sounds like a serial killer thing, but it's not. It helps both of us because they've got something to talk about, and I feel good that there's no awkwardness in the conversation. So, okay, that topic finishes. Oh, cool. So, actually, you mentioned earlier that you went to school at so-and-so. So, what did you study there? Here we go. They're talking again. The conversation is good. And I've only said a total of 20 words at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I like that. Yeah, and I'll share. Great. And if it's a good conversationalist, they'll reciprocate and they'll shake and bake with you. But it's always incumbent upon myself to... Incumbent? It's always... Yeah, I think so. It's always pertinent upon... No. I always take it upon myself to be asking the questions, because I want to be the maestro of the conversation. Was I right?
Yeah.
It's incumbent upon me to be asking the questions.
I've noticed that about you too, just like hanging out. Monica's always said that about you as well.
Well, in a negative way or positive way?
No, just meaning like if there's one person to talk to that makes you feel good about yourself, it's Stout.
Oh, that feels really good to hear. That comes naturally to me. Jim kind of coached me on that, my boss. But you know what? I lent you that book, and I hope you read it.
Yeah.
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Because in that, he says, if you want to get people to like you, have them talk about things that are interesting to them, And how do you do that? You ask them about those things. Oh, you like your job? What's your job? Tell me about it. Here they go. They're talking about their job, and all these positive feelings are getting stirred up in their mind.
Yeah.
And I just love it when a project comes to completion and like I can really see the fruit of all my labor. Oh, that must feel pretty good, doesn't it? Describe how that feels. Like, put me in your shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here they go. And they're feeling good. They're feeling good while talking to you, and there's a subconscious association that's made. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
I don't have the research to back that up, but I think that's how it works. That's another thing. Again, I mentioned in the last episode, I'll just be going about my day and I'll think, this is something I want to share with the Stouting Off listeners. I catch myself doing this all the time, again, just because I love the group chat setting, but I'll text a group chat sometimes and I will ask a question that I could have just easily put that same exact text, that same question into Google, and Google could answer it for me. For example, I'm in a hockey group chat and I'll be like, hey, what's the score of the Vancouver game right now? That's a question that I could have just typed into Google.
Sure.
Or just asked, and my voice cracked just now, and so that's cool, dude. And that feels great. I do that all the time. I want to go to our first segment. What have I been watching? I've been watching Cobra Kai on Netflix, and I am so pumped about it. I actually watched an entire season in one day. Well, one 24-hour period. But Cobra Kai is like a reboot of The Karate Kid from 1984 or whenever it was made, which I used to watch Karate Kid all the time. So loved it. And like oftentimes when like a movie or a brand or whatever, a franchise will try to like reboot an old film, it just doesn't work in modern day. You know, like culture is different. Our like film and audio technology are different. Like all this stuff just kind of doesn't work. But whoever did Cobra Kai like nailed it, because I really believe they captured the essence of the Karate Kid and what we liked about it, but they applied it to a modern day. You know?
Is it all the same cast or?
Dude, so here's the cool thing about that. Daniel-san,
yeah,
is in it as an adult,
sure.
and he still has his acting chops and everything. And same with Johnny Lawrence, who is like the lead antagonist, bully, jerk in the first one. He's like hot, popular guy, blonde hair, pretty boy, who can also kick Major A.
Yeah.
And he's like the bully, and he beats up on Daniel and stuff. And Daniel ultimately, spoiler alert, beats him in the All Valley karate tournament. And, but yeah, it's just like, so it's a reboot in modern day. And without giving too much away, Daniel went on to live a really successful life by all worldly standards. Johnny went on to live a life as a failure based on him losing the tournament. You know? And so there are flashbacks, and yeah, a lot of like like a few of the key original cast members are in it. Not Mr. Miyagi, because he tragically passed away in 2005, I think. But yeah, like Daniel and like Johnny, and I don't want to give away too much more, but the original, like, well, no, I'm not going to say anything else. You should just watch it. It's so good. Like I said, I watched the entire first season in 24 hours. Like I started one night earlier this week after work, and then I probably watched like 6 episodes, and I could not wait until the next day at nighttime after work that I could watch it again. And I finished the first season. It's so sweet. And so I still have season 2 awaiting, but Cobra Kai on Netflix is awesome, and that is what I've been watching. There we go. Have I mentioned I love Dickey's Barbecue Pit? With any meat combo, platter, meal, plate is what they call it. They'll give you these awesome yellow plastic cups that have a variety of uses and truly just limitless potential with what you can do with these. Jordan, can you see it right here? Do I need to move it at all?
No, it looks good.
Cool. Love Dickey's Barbecue Pit. I said like Dickey's, and I like kind of like hung on the K like Dennis Rodman. Another reference to The Last Dance, another thing that I've watched lately. So I was at the Y earlier today, and I said, hey guys, we're at a new month right now. Just curious, because I really busted my tail in August, you know, working out, going to the gym, visiting the YMCA. How many times did I go in August? And they said, Drew, you came to the Y 24 times in August.
24.
Which, if you take, you know, a 4-week month, which most, you know, 4 times 7 is 28. So usually, 4 weeks is usually the average month, give or take a couple days. I went 3 out of 4 weeks, you know?
That's insane.
3 out of 4 weeks solid. Usually I go 5 to 6 days a week. Sometimes I'll go 2 times in a day and then just take a weekend off or something like this. But yeah, I mean, again, I've talked about food so much on past podcasts, I won't even go into it, but I love food. And so in order to offset the high caloric intake that just the general nature of my life requires, it's got to be high activity. Tell you what, though, the body doesn't recover at the age of 32 like it did at, say, 22. Like, I'm sore after I work out a particular muscle group or whatever. I'm sore for like a good 2 or 3 days, to the point where when I hit that muscle group again, I'm still sore from the last time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Same thing probably goes for, like, for me, for example, eating and metabolism is not what it used to be.
It's not, dude. That's so
You
true.
could eat 2 meals in 5 days and look at yourself and be like, I'm trash.
I still look shot. I don't look at myself when I get out of the shower. I don't look at myself until I put clothes on because I'm shot.
I would eat terrible, dude, in high school and beyond.
You lived off of fast food, gas station food, pop.
Dude,
I remember that.
And I never exercised ever. And it was fine.
And
now it's not fine.
Well, we're old now, dude.
I'm growing up.
You're growing up. Are you 30?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Isn't that nuts?
30 was an important year for me. Just loved it in general. It was a good year. Do you remember your first concert that you went to?
Yeah.
What was it?
See Spot Rock.
Oh, like a Christian music tour?
Yep.
Who played on that tour?
Reliant K is all I remember.
Love to hear it.
Yep.
Love Reliant K. This Old Granddad 114 is what we've got.
Yeah, it was actually at Northridge.
Oh, really?
In Detroit. Yeah. And it was great. It was fun. Had a crush. Sat by her.
On whomst? Say it.
Abby.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back
you were
in the
dating.
day.
You were dating her when I met you, and I think you were dating her from at least 8th to 10th grade.
Nope.
No.
No.
I think
I could be wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. I think I might be right.
Yeah. Me too.
Just yield to the host. I mean, it's just a rule of thumb. I was wrong on that one, guys. We'll gather some information and report back next time on episode 6. Are we on episode 6 already? Coming up after this one?
Coming up. Yeah.
Come on, that's great.
Crazy.
My first concert, I was thinking about this recently, and I'll tell you why. Whenever I smell this particular cologne fragrance, it takes me back in time to my first concert that I ever went to. And my first concert was DC Talk, Supernatural Tour at the Palace of Auburn Hills in Detroit. And it was amazing. But somebody by me, I don't know if it was somebody by me or we were pretty close to like the band, Michael Tate, Kevin Max, Toby Mac. I don't know if it was one of their colognes or somebody around me, but whenever I smell this particular cologne, it takes me back in time. Instantly. I'm back at the Palace. I'm 3 rows away from the runway, and I'm seeing the guys. I remember what they looked like and everything. And the reason I brought up that topic again is because I smelled that smell recently, and I was like, oh, I'm like 11 or 12 again. And I'm back at the Palace of Auburn Hills because I smelled that cologne somewhere. So I've done some research. This is a cool thing to know. The reason that when you smell certain smells, it can take you back to the last day of school this year, or it can take you back to grandma's house, or it can take you back to this date or this specific time with this specific person. The reason that happens is because the part of our brains that processes like scent information has many connections with parts of our brain that process memory and process emotion. I believe it's the amygdala and the hippocampus. But isn't that interesting? That explains why sometimes you can smell something and just be like, it can transport you back in time to a specific memory.
No kidding.
Not actually to the point where you're there, but I'm just saying, like, it can trigger memories in a way that something visual, or in a way that something tactile when you touch, or in a way that something when you hear can't even do. The scent information is that, like the sensory information that comes from when you smell something is really powerful for memories. Isn't that interesting?
That's very interesting.
It's in one of my...
We've all got them too. Like,
we've all got them.
Like, yeah. I this whole time I've been trying to think of an example, and I can't think of an example.
It's all right.
Your cologne will do the trick. Like, your cologne story will do.
Yeah.
The cologne you're wearing right now takes me back.
It's Burberry Touch. In fact, I often get asked, what cologne are you wearing? And I try to keep it close to the best, but it's Burberry Touch. I keep it close to the best because I identify with this fragrance, like I love how I smell, and I don't want too many people smelling like that.
Sure. Yeah.
A couple people in my life have taken that from me, but I've also taken things from them. So whatever, it's give and take. That's life. It's a game of give and take. Oh, can't steal cologne. Oh, you just have to steal. So some researchers out there predict that there will be a COVID baby bust, the opposite of baby boom, in 2021. They're estimating that due to the uncertain times economically and due to the insecurity of this year, we can kind of just we can kind of just round up 2020 to just COVID year, and hopefully it doesn't persist too much longer in terms of like really dominating our lives. But due to the unstable nature of this year, researchers and experts out there on population growth are anticipating a reduction of what they would normally predict for growth patterns by about 500,000 babies. They're predicting 500,000 babies less than otherwise will be born next year because people are like, why would I want to bring a baby into this?
Oh,
yeah, I think more importantly than that is, my job has been cut or my income has been reduced or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just unstable for many, if not maybe most Americans,
Don't you think it's a little hard to say though too, because everybody's home more than they would be?
You're right. That's a thing that I remember when COVID first started, people were saying like, there's going to be a boom,
Sure.
People are getting busy.
Yeah.
But I think thinking people were like, yo, my income either got cut by 100% or some significant percentage. I don't want to start procreating until we have a little bit more solid foundation to stand on financially.
Sure. Yeah.
I read this article about kind of the economics of babies. Babies cost a lot, seems like. Kids in general, right?
Yeah.
Would you say so?
Yeah.
Yeah. This man speaks from experience. So I thought that was interesting, though. And then now economists are saying, okay, so our population growth is going to be skewed by a large margin. What are the long-standing economic effects of 500,000 less spenders?
Oh, interesting.
15, 20, 25, 30 years from now. So something interesting to keep our eyes on. But I found that article today, and I thought it was kind of interesting. Have you ever choked in public before? Because I have.
Right into it.
I just didn't have anything else to say on that. I was just like, all right, got my next topic. Whenever I think about choking in public, I choked in Toronto in 5th grade on hotel breakfast bacon. It wasn't hard enough. It was noodly, and it was here and it was here at the same time. It was in my mouth and it was also struggling to get down here too.
Dang. Was it an actual choke or?
No, it was a moment. And again, it's like I talked about earlier with conversational stuff. I zero in on that stuff a lot more than, the person on the other end of the interaction might. It was probably a 2 or 3 second panic from me of just like, you hear the gulps just now? Yeah. It's gross. Oh, but I didn't have to have the Heimlich performed or anything. I think I probably just poked it down.
Sure. Yeah.
Have you ever choked in public?
Yeah, but I think I approach it. I actually do it. I did it today at lunch.
No.
Yeah. There was a candied pecan. Dude.
I swear I did not know this.
No, he didn't. Dude, there was a candied pecan. I got a salad today, and it was stuck. But I try to make it funny. So I just take my nap, it was a restaurant with a nice towel napkin.
Yeah,
thing,
it's not. Yeah.
Like a handkerchief type thing.
Yeah.
I just made a loud noise intentionally,
Yeah.
And then it was gone.
Really?
But had I not done that and I was nervous to be in the situation, I was overthinking
with
it.
A client too, right? You'd be doing the thing.
Yeah, so, yes. I just want to get it over with. And so I'll just kind of make a scene to do that.
Fair. And then how did you address that after? Just
I just carried on with the conversation.
Okay.
Because I was talking as I was choking too, which sucked.
Oh, you're like, you wouldn't believe the solutions that we have for you guys. I think we can improve your costs on.
Your costs on. Yeah, it's tough. That's a tough thing to deal with. But you just got to get it over with. That's the thing, in my opinion. You just got to get it over with. Get it out.
Yeah, you do. You got to, anytime there's a little subtle awkwardness in any kind of environment like that, you have to address it. And I always, like you, Jordan, I err on the side of addressing it to the extreme, kind of, you know. I shouldn't say to the extreme, but in the doing more direction.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's funny, dude. I didn't know you choked today.
Yeah, that happened.
Holy mackerel. Yeah, choked on rubbery bacon. You know, I've also chipped my tooth on bacon before. So bacon can either be too rubbery that it's going to cause an issue in the mastication and then ingestion process, or it can be so hard that it chips a masticator, if you will, a tooth.
No kidding, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Molar?
Yeah, it's a molar.
Chip the molar with bacon.
I was about to try to like call it by its number. Yeah, chipped 15. You know, but I don't know how their numbering goes. Yeah, I've chipped my tooth on bacon before. Walmart Plus. Have you heard of this?
No.
Walmart Plus, subscription service, just like Amazon Prime, where you pay a yearly fee or you can pay it monthly for more per month, and you get free shipping on stuff. But Walmart is now trying to compete with the online retailers, with, of course, the elephant in the room being Amazon, the juggernaut of the industry. Walmart Plus is trying to start shipping stuff for free if you pay a yearly membership.
Wow.
I'm not doing that. To me, Walmart has a negative connotation always, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that has to do with websites and different, you know, like collections of photos and stuff of like people of Walmart.
Sure. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Walmart has this reputation of just being like, the employees don't care. The people for sure don't care. You know, why would you want to be there? I went there on Black Friday one time. It's kind of weird. Didn't get anything.
Was it a stampede?
No, I went late.
Okay.
I didn't go. I was not I've never been a doorbuster guy.
Yeah.
Although I worked at Best Buy for 3 years, and I would be there on, you know, day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Black Friday. And yeah, it was chaos, but that would be a quick shift. You know, you'd work from like 4 a.m. until 2 p.m. and it would go by in a heartbeat, just a flash.
So many things going on.
Because there's just so many. Yeah, there's so much activity. That was fun though. I really liked retail.
I'm reading the Walmart Plus like homepage right
What's
now.
it saying? Yeah, tell me.
It says coming soon. Walmart Plus will arrive September 15th. But then their marketing genius said, "But you don't have to wait to show the world how good you are at saving money, and it just takes you to the normal website."
But you can still buy stuff and pay for shipping if you want. Is that the idea, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just takes you to their actual website. That's going to be interesting, though, because you can't compete with, or can you compete with Amazon?
Yeah, I mean, time will tell.
Yeah.
I personally, I get to be brand loyal, and after a company proves that it provides mad value, and I identify with their why, and I identify with how they operate, I'm pretty much yours for life. For example, I went to the I went to the gym recently, and my headphones failed. Firstly, if I go to the gym and I don't have my headphones, or if they're not working, like this particular instance, I can't work out. I need music. I can't listen to people breathing and grunting and stuff. Okay. But anyway, all this to say, my headphones failed, and I was about to, with rage, just like rip them apart. They're Bluetooth headphones that are connected with a wire. They're Bose Sound Sport, and I love them. And I was about to rage and just throw them away in the trash. But something in the back of my mind said, Drew, just contact Bose. Maybe they'll hook you up. Maybe they'll make this right. These Bose Sound Sports were over a year old, so I was like, I doubt they have a 2-year warranty, for example. So they're probably out of warranty, but I'm still just going to try. Contacted Bose, and they sent me new headphones.
That's sick.
New Sound Sport headphones, and they were blue. They weren't even black. They were a different color, and they were cool. And I'm using them right now. Well, not right now, but I used them today, for example. All that to say, Bose now has a customer for life.
Yeah.
Because I identify with their brand of quality and stand by their products and
customer support.
These are my core values.
Yeah.
Customer support is my one core value in life. I wanted to comment on this. This is my last topic for today, so settle in, buckle up. I've got 2 more minutes for you. Earlier last year, 2019, I came to this realization, this epiphany of this new segment of drivers out on the American roadways. And I called this segment of drivers truck guys. Okay? And don't let the name mislead you. Just because you drive a truck doesn't make you a truck guy. And just because you can be a truck guy, but not a guy. Like you can be, female, but if you drive a truck based on how truck guys behave, then I consider you a truck guy. Here's what I mean. Truck guys, I came up with 3 cardinal rules. In truck guy culture, it is a dishonor to use your turn signal. It dishonors all other truck guys. So if you drive a pickup truck and you use a turn signal, you can't be a truck guy. So truck guys must not use turn signals. In their culture, it's a sign of weakness. It is, actually. So a truck guy never uses their turn signal. 2, when they park their truck, it's one or the other here. It's either they back in, that, so everyone can see, hey, I'm a truck guy. Or if you pull in front ways, you're parking at least on a line, if not over the parking line. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you tracking?
Yeah.
My 3rd cardinal rule is when you are driving your truck, and I had to write these down, so I wanted to, give them to you as accurately as possible. When you're driving your truck, you have to adopt this body posture of, you've got a console on your right, and I'm going to simulate it with my armrest here. You're leaning heavily on it, and your hand is resting up on the steering wheel. You're not gripping it. You're not white knuckling it, but it's resting up here. And usually in your right hand, while you're resting on the console like this, your hand is somewhere near your mouth. It's like this. You know what I'm saying?
So relaxed.
So, next time you're getting tailgated by a truck, look who's driving it, and I guarantee they're in that body posture.
They're not going to be 10 and 2.
They're not going to be 10 and 2, no.
Yelling at you.
And they're not even going to be like when I'm driving my car, I might have one hand, my left hand might be at like 7. Somewhat near the bottom, but I'm just kind of I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
And I'm not leaning on my center console. But with truck guys, dude, they love leaning on the console. It's like,
yeah. Well, it's so big.
It's so big and sturdy, just like me. Big and sturdy. That's dumb. Oh yeah, and they'll have stickers or graphics sometimes.
Yeah. Like
a Punisher sticker on there.
Sure.
Or like the police blue flag, like the black and gray American flag with the blue police sign in it, just to let them know, just to let you know they support law enforcement, for example. But yeah, they'll have a sticker or a decal. I recently saw a sticker on a truck guy's truck, and it said, "Is there life after death?" And then below it said, "Touch my truck and find out." I said, "Gee, I wonder if you're a truck guy." But it also gave it away because they had the exhaust that was going out the top.
Oh, geez.
Behind the truck, like behind the cabin. So I just personally don't identify with truck guys because I'm a pretty conscientious driver, and I try to make it so like I feel like I'm accountable to everybody else on the road. If I'm going to change lanes, I owe it to you to indicate that, hey, I'm moving over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially moving at 50 miles per hour.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah.
40.
Absolutely. No, 50's fine. I'll ratchet it up to 50 from time to time.
Yeah.
Expressways around here are 55, by the way.
It's crazy.
I don't do that. It's 70.
Yeah.
If you're on an expressway, it's 70.
Yep.
Period.
come after us.
Come see us. But anyway, that's all I've got for today. Oh, yeah, that is all I've got for I want to say one more comment. When I was first starting to read, I don't know what grade I was in, a neighborhood kid showed me a graphic on, it was on a hat. Stouting. Do you know this streetwear brand, Stouting? It's STU with the U has I think it's a umlaut over it, the 2 dots, SSY, Stouting.
No.
And he's like, oh, you're learning to read? What's this say? And it's written in like graffiti font. Like you would never be, even as an adult, you wouldn't know what it says.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you can't read what this says? You can't read then. It says Stouting. And I was like, whatever. Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks again for listening to the Stouting Off podcast, where we spout off commentary on the everyday. See you.